kids have to see you live the legacy.
That's right.
Oh yeah, you better.
You gotta live the legacy.
He's in Chicago, so I ended up selling drugs, and I was paying the bills. You know, I was taking care of.
So I know I'm excited. I know parents are excited.
Are you sure that you heard me when I was talking to you, Lord? Because in order for me to be able
Good morning,
Hey,
Sherelle.
good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Tara. Good morning, Sherelle. Good morning,
Good
everybody.
morning.
Welcome, 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 welcome. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another segment of Early Morning Coffee with Marvina and her beautiful. Where we give our voice to the voiceless and we let you say what is on your mind. Good morning, Yolanda and Dee. Good morning, everybody. I'm so glad y'all are coming on and having a great time with us this morning. I am
Yes.
blessed and highly favored, baby girl. Good morning. Love your hearts. Thank you for the heart. Thank you so much. Thank y'all. It's been a great morning this morning. I got it over with a beautiful day yesterday. I got the chance to celebrate my mama's birthday and sit up and have movies. It was snowing like crazy, but you know what? It was a good day. When I say it
It
was such a good
was.
day, we relaxed. We just enjoyed it. I basked in the glory of the day because it was a day that my mom was born on, and I just enjoyed my day. And for everyone who showed any love for her on yesterday, thank you so much. Thank you so much. A lot of y'all know my mom. She just loved so hard and strong to with y'all, and I just miss her. I just miss her. So let me not keep on going on because I might start crying and I'm not going there. Not this morning, right, BFF? I'm gonna stay
That's
focused.
right. That's
I'm gonna
right.
stay focused this morning because it's very emotional, right? Emotional time. But anyway, in my cup, of course, I got some 8 o'clock coffee. I have some hazelnut creamer and plenty of sugar. I still not as much sugar as I used to, but I still into the sugar thing. I can't help it. I can't. I moved back from sweet and low back to the sugar thing, so it's good and sweet. So stay like a movie. And before I get going, let me introduce some and present to other might be F. Yvonne. Good morning, Yvonne.
Good morning. Good morning. So this morning I am drinking. Let me see. Let me move over this
Pull it
way. Let
back.
me go back this
Pull
way.
it back. There
There
you
we
go.
go.
There you go.
There we go. So I am drinking from this little beautiful little black cup that I actually need in my car because it matches my car, the black and red.
No,
And I think
no,
it's a perfect fitting, especially
no,
being an Atlanta Falcons fan.
no,
Hopefully my BFF will understand and let me have a little cup. I mean,
no.
after
Hey,
all.
Leslie.
But I am drinking me some 8 o'clock coffee. I'm so grateful that my BFF had some 8 o'clock coffee. I got some equal in here and some sweetener. But I messed around and ate some pineapples before for breakfast, and my taste buds have not can't bounce back. So my
I
coffee is not
told,
tasting right this morning. It's kind of tasting off a little bit this morning, but it's
told
all
you,
good. It's all good.
told you. Eating
Yeah.
pineapples early in the morning. That citric stuff be tearing my tummy up. I ain't trying to eat that stuff early in the morning.
Yeah, but
But
I'm trying to stay on, I'm trying to stay in this zone. I've been doing really good with weight loss and everything. So trying to make sure that if I don't get a chance to do a full meal, I'm still eating something, trying to get back in track, get back on track after the holidays. So I'm not on
yeah,
steroids or anything like that right now. So it's a good time for me to really work hard and get this weight back off of me. So I'm excited because I'm
yeah.
doing good. So I'm excited
You're
about that.
doing great. I'm excited for you. I mean, I'm losing it, but I ain't losing it for that reason. I just gotta get my appetite back up. But I'm proud of you. You know I'm proud of you because you're doing
Yes,
darn thing. You're
ma'am.
looking
Yes,
good,
ma'am.
slimming on
I'm on
down,
it.
making
I'm
life,
gonna get on out
yeah.
there and start exercising soon. Get on out there and be able to walk and do the stuff because I miss
Yeah,
those walks. We used to walk 5 miles a day.
you sure
I do.
did.
I miss those walks. We used to walk 5 miles a day. So I'm
You
really ready to
did.
get back into the throes of thing. I don't think y'all
I'm
understand.
sorry. Yeah, you gonna have to walk by yourself because I'm tired of walking. That's all I do. I walk and go up the steps and I go up hills. I get enough cardio that I am not in the mood to be
I
walking
know
for
you do.
nobody's nothing. So you gonna be
Your
walking.
heart should be
You can
good
take,
and strong.
yeah, girl. You take Simba. Simba go with you. He'll walk with you because Marvina is not.
Simba laying over
I'm
there looking
not.
like, mm-mm.
I'll walk with you, BFF. You know I'll go with you anyway. We'll do it together. But anyway. How about what's going on in California? Let's just give a little
Oh my,
shout out
yeah.
to the people in the California. All that they're
My
going
heart
through
and
right
my
now. My
prayers are
heart
with you
is,
guys.
yes, I'm just like, wow, seeing all
Mm,
the trauma, all the people passing away, all the fires, and I'm just like, wow.
yeah,
It's heartbreaking. I had a conversation with my auntie yesterday. We actually have family in California. Praise God that they're not on that end. She said they're on the bougie
yeah.
end. I don't know what that means, but she said they're on the bougie end. So that means they're not in the end where they're actually
That's
being
some of the area
having.
that's being hit. The Hollywood
Yeah,
Hills area, places like
yes.
that. I have family out there as well on from both sides, from my mother's side and my dad's side of the family.
Mhm.
Dad's side of the family. So my prayers is definitely with. We've seen some of the video footage. We've seen some of the people that's coming on and telling their stories and so on and so forth.
Mhm.
So our heart truly goes out to the
Definitely.
people in California.
Definitely. And also, I don't know who on here who liked the TikTok situation, but we found out on the 19th of this month,
19.
TikTok is coming down. So all
Yeah.
you TikTokers who's tucking and ticking, you ain't gonna be ticking and tucking no more.
Yeah.
They're
If the
actually
Supreme
gonna,
Court does not step in and stop things, TikTok, the CEO of TikTok said they're going to take it down themselves. Now, it won't go down all over the world. We just won't have access here in the United States. So it'll still be a powerhouse somewhere in other countries and everything, just not here in the United States. So,
I mean, but I feel like a lot of the United States people are going to be really, really hit by this because they
oh
got that
yeah,
TikTok shop and they make money off of TikTok and for them to do the things that they're doing and mostly because they're worried about Trump coming in and he got all
yeah,
kinds of things going on in the background and they worried about this is not going to this going to affect
yeah,
them because they don't want to give up the money. They want money. They want to tax it. They actually wanted them to sell it to
yeah.
the United States. And I'm
Yeah.
like, sell it to them for what?
Yeah,
They
because the guy
they
from
would.
the Shark Tank, Kevin O'Leary, I think he was looking into buying it at one time. But here's my thing, and I don't care who get mad. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on out there. When the US government cannot fully tax or make monies off of the backs of other people, then they find that it is an issue. They say that it
Yeah.
has something to do with data. Okay, so then all over the world we have had data issues and they have not stepped in and
Instagram.
shut
Yeah.
anybody else down. Because if
No.
that's the case, then they would shut down their so-called best friend Elon Musk and
Right.
Twitter or X or whatever
Right.
they're calling it because he had the
Right.
exact same issues or accusations placed against him that they have said about TikTok. So
That's right.
I've said my piece.
Yeah.
That's
I
my
mean,
voice. That's what's in my bag.
people selling off your information all the time, but we not. They say they doing this, but I
Yeah.
haven't seen any proof. So
It's called data mining. And I mean, that's what they do. I mean, it's all,
yeah,
they do it all over the world, from the little small companies, the little mom and pop doctor's offices. They sell your information. They get bonuses, they get funding that comes in from other companies. They come out and buy the patient list and things. How you think people call you guys up and say, hey, I see that you take insulin or you need a diabetic equipment and things like nature. But that's because your information has been sold to the highest bidder, and they do
mm,
that. It is part of commerce, so they do that all over the
hmm,
country. So I don't know why they're making a big deal about TikTok. If
because
they're
they
making a
can't
big
get
deal
no
about
money.
TikTok, they should make it about Twitter.
Yeah, well, you know what they did when he was running for president the last time. You know, they made him. They did some stuff, so now Trump don't like TikTok. He just don't like TikTok, so he's getting rid of it.
You right,
But
Tara.
anyway, enough
Spam calls and all.
for everything. But anyway, enough about TikTok. We're gonna get on with our
Yeah.
segment. I'm excited to for this segment because I needed it.
Yeah.
And I love the conversation
Good morning,
we're getting ready
Chanel.
to
Good
have.
morning.
We're going. This
Yes.
young lady is. I met this young lady through another special person, Yolande. And also Tara, and she has a lot that she I'm just gonna do this. I ain't even gonna start talking about it because I don't want to talk about what's in her bag. I'm just gonna bring her on because if I get on, I'm gonna start talking about it. But anyway, y'all, welcome our guest. Give her some love, send some hearts, give her some hand claps or whatever, because here she is. God bless. Hello, good morning, Delecia.
Good
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 morning,
morning.
morning.
Delicia. Good
Good
morning. Welcome to What's
morning.
in the Bag.
I
Welcome,
am
girl.
so happy to be here. Thank y'all for
Oh.
inviting me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Oh
you.
man, this our pleasure. You know,
Yes.
one of my she's my cousin. She said one good part about what's in the bag is we celebrate our guests. We
Hmm.
celebrate people. We
Yeah.
don't just do this, ain't just for us. We celebrate, and we're celebrating you. Today is your day to be celebrated.
Oh
It's
wow.
about being
Yes.
celebrated. And I'm absolutely happy and glad and just grateful that you decided to do this. But
Yeah.
before we get started, I know you have a cup over there. Let me see that
Oh
cup. Let me see
yeah.
that cup.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, tell me what's in that cup, girl.
Oh, just a little bit of ginger ale for me this morning. Just a
All
little
right.
bit. My stomach
Yeah.
was a little bubbly, and I made me a little nervous. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna just sip on a little ginger ale this
There
morning.
you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
to calm me
Yeah.
down.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we're gonna calm you down because right now all you doing is talking to your family. Everybody's out here. Good morning, Robbie. Good
I
morning,
see my
Dr. Bishop.
family. I see
Good,
my
yeah, your
people.
family. Tell them hello.
Yeah.
Welcome
Good
them. Tell them
morning,
hello.
Sherelle. Good morning, Yolande, Tara, Dr. Bishop,
Yes,
Dawn.
Yes.
Good morning to y'all this morning. Good morning. Good
yes.
morning.
Good
Thank
Oh
you
my
for
morning.
morning.
goodness. So before we get started, I just got one question to ask you, lady. What's in your bag, girl?
Oh my. Do you really want to know what's in my bag? Do you really
Yes,
want to know?
ma'am. Yes,
Yes, I
ma'am.
do. Yes, I do.
It's so much. It's so much in my bag. It is so much in my bag. But I am on here to talk about a little bit about what's mainly in my bag, and that is grief, suffering through it
Mm,
all, um, but still trusting God. Through everything that I go through. So
mhm.
what's on my mind right now. That's what I want to talk
Mhm.
about. Yeah.
Well, go ahead on. I'm leaving it to
Come
you.
on and
So you
tell
go
us.
ahead on and tell us about it. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So good morning to everybody, and to the ones that don't know me. My name is Delecia. I am from Mississippi, Waynesboro to be exact. I am a single mom of three. Um, and I just want to tell y'all a little bit about my story. Um, almost 3 years ago, tragedy hit for me, and I want to tell y'all about my journey. So let's go back to 2022. I have a 17-year-old and twin girls. They are 8 at the time. And life is good. Life is not bad, you know. Um, I work full time and take care of my kids. Their fathers are involved, but we're not married, so that I am single. So I have a teenage son. He's getting ready to become a senior. We're getting ready, looking at what all he's gonna do after school. And he tells me that he wants to join the military, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna support you in whatever you want to do.
Right.
So July July 18th. Well, it was early morning, so it'd be July 19th. Um, somebody, two police come and knock at my door about 5 o'clock, almost 5 o'clock in the morning, and they ask me my name, and I tell them, and then they ask me, did I drive a certain vehicle? Did I have a certain vehicle? I said I do, and they said, well, do you have anybody that would be driving it? I said my son, and they said, they verified who he was, and they said, we believe that he's been in an accident. So, as a mom, I'm like, is he okay? And he said, well, it's critical, but we need you to come and verify that this is him. So I said, you say verify, is he dead? He said, no, he's not dead. He said, we just need you to come and verify that it's him. So we get up, and it was so crazy because my son had, the day before, he had went to work that night, and I would never sleep until he came home. Never. But that particular night, I must have just slept the night through, because how did I miss that he wasn't at home that night? I don't know. But fast forward. So we get up, we go to he said he was gonna take me to verify his body. I mean, verify him, I'm sorry. Verify that it was him. So he takes me to the police station first. And when I get to the police station, he said, there's more to the story. So I said, okay. And he said, your son has been shot. And
Jesus.
uh, and I said, are you sure it's my son? He said, well, you did verify that that was your car. You did verify that he drives. You did verify that that was him, that his name. He said, yes, he's been shot. And he said he has been shot multiple times. So my mind went everywhere, because I'm talking about my son. He's never been in any kind of trouble, never had anything to happen like this. I don't know. You see this stuff on TV. Um, and I'm a pretty decent person. I'm not perfect, but I don't bother anybody. I try to live right. How did this happen to me? You know, how 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 do how why is this happening to my son? Um, so he told me that we had to go to the hospital. He was in a hospital in Jackson, and verify that it was him. So his dad made it to the hospital. He called me. He said, hey, yeah, it's him. Um, I said, well, is he shot up? He said, he's not shot up. He said, but he is suffering from one gunshot in the head.
Mm.
So I get in the car and I drive to Jackson, and I did not feel my son's life anymore. The closer I got to Jackson, the more I didn't feel his life. So he told me that he was alive, but he just said that it's critical, just as the detective told me. And then once I get over there and I get to see him for myself, um, he's laying there, and it is him. It is him. And they put him in a coma. They put him in a coma so that he could rest and he wouldn't fight the medicines and stuff like that. So um, I just wait. And they tell me, they said that this time is critical. They said it can go either way. They said if we can get the swelling down on his brain, That is a good sign. But if his numbers still go up, that's not so good. So um I just sat there and I just thought, how could this happen to me? You know. Um and I go in every day and I talk to him. Well, I go in that day and I talk to him and I read the Bible. And they told me that he was, in a coma, but his eyes would blink when I would speak. So I felt like he could hear me. So I kept reading the Bible to him. I kept telling him about God. I kept just encouraging him. And believe it or not, before I could get close to him, God told me that I had to forgive. Now I don't know who to forgive because ain't nobody telling me the rest of the story, but he tells me that I have to forgive. And so I did. I did. He said, forgive them. He said, and pray. He said, pray for them and pray for their parents. And that's what I did. My son lived 3 days after,
Mm,
and then he was pronounced brain dead, and it was nothing else that they could do. And he transitioned.
mm,
So I come back, with my two girls and have to tell them, this story, have to let them know that, hey, this is where we are. This is what we got. And we don't have any evidence. We don't know who did it. We don't know why they did it, but we know that it happened. Um, and that's when I learned about suffering.
mm,
Um,
Mm.
I remember I used to tell God, I remember I would pray every night. And the first couple of nights I used to pray and I asked God, I said, why can't you take me? You know,
mm.
take me and allow him to just come back. And he said, I can't take you because your kids need you. He said, I can't. And so I said, okay. And then I remember I asked him, I said, why me? And then he said, why not you? Why not you? You're not the first person to go through this. You won't be the last person to go through this. Remember, I myself went through this. My son left me as well. I gave my son for your
Wow.
Mhm.
sins. I did. Um, I knew you before you knew yourself. So why? Why not you? So and when he told me that, I began to listen. I began to get closer to him and I began to learn him. Us as people, we don't ever want to go through anything.
That's
Ever.
true.
We don't want to go through it. Time something happened, we say, why is this happening to me?
Hmm.
Why am I going through this? Why? But the Bible teaches us that we have to suffer. It's a part of life. That's how you get to know who God is.
Yeah.
That's how you become closer to him because you will know his grace by what he brings you out of. How
Mm.
do I know him to be a healer if he never healed me?
Yeah.
How do I
Hmm.
know him to be a savior if he never saved me? How do I know him to be all of my help if he's never helped me? So
Yeah.
I that's what started my journey. I went on for a couple years. I went on for a year or so in that, and everybody thought I was so strong. And on the outside, I appeared to be strong, I guess, because that's what they kept telling me. But on the inside, I was so broken, so hurt. I felt defeated. I lost my son. We didn't get a graduation. We didn't get a prom. We were so ready for graduation. We didn't get a prom. We didn't get anything that we had prepared for that year. And yet everybody, when they see me, they would say, oh, you're so strong. Oh, you keep going. Oh, and I was dying in the inside, literally dying in the inside.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to church, I was going to Bible class, I was going to Sunday school, and I was dying soon as I left out of those doors.
Um,
And I remember telling my friend, I said, something's not right with me. And she said, what do you think is wrong? She said, well, you're grieving, and that's what everybody say, you're going through grief.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, yeah, I said, but something's not right with me internally. And she said, well, what do you want to do about it? And I said, well, meet me for lunch. I said, let's just pray. So she and my other friend, we met for lunch that day and we prayed. I don't know if we ate, but we prayed. And I
mhm.
mean, when I prayed, I felt God. I felt so much better. I felt lighter. So I said, well, let's start doing it more. Let's start praying every day before we start work. We'll just pray. And I would get in the I would I'm so late. I'm a procrastinator. So I would get in the car and drive down the road half of the time and be running off the road in prayer. That didn't
Mm,
work for me. So I came back and I said, well, what if we change the time? What if we just, God, I went back to God and I said, well, what can I do? And he said, make a time for me. See, a lot of times we try to fit God in what we already got going
Mm.
on, you
yeah,
know,
Mm-hmm.
place him
yeah,
in what we already got going on.
yeah,
But we need to seek him first before we do
Right.
anything. When we get up, we got to seek him. We got to talk to him. That needs to be the first person that you talk to in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So when he told me make a time for me, I changed the time to 5:30, and we began to pray every morning at 5:30. And it got so good, when something is so good to you, you want to share it with people. So
Mm-hmm.
we began to tell different people to come in, and it started out being six of us, and we used to pray every morning, and the word got out, and now we have a prayer line and we pray every morning. But I will honestly say that I could not have made it without God.
Yes.
I'm still not 100%, but I'm so much closer than where I used to be, and I'm doing it with the good Lord.
All
I'm
right
doing it
now.
with the good Lord. So
mhm.
that's just a little bit about me, and what I go through. Um, just to say that you are gonna suffer, but it's how you suffer. How do you suffer? Do you dwell in it? Do you go around and tell everybody about it? Do you cry? Um, how do you suffer? Do you or do you rejoice? Do you praise God? Do you acknowledge him while you're going through what you're going through? It's the
Mm-hmm.
way you go through it, because you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna come out. You're gonna come out. First Peter 5:10 tells us after we suffer, which means we're gonna go through it. He didn't say how,
Mm-hmm.
but he said we're gonna go through it. So after we suffer, we're gonna come out, and when we come out, we're gonna be just as pure gold. We're not gonna even smell like smoke, even though we went through the fire. We're not
Mm-hmm.
gonna smell it. I mean, people are not gonna be able to tell that we went through. You will have to tell your story. They won't know. You know,
Right,
that's just how good God is. So I
right,
just have to give him praise. I have to give him glory,
Yes.
because I could not be who I am without him.
yeah.
Oof.
I have a
Jesus.
question.
Yeah.
So how are your girls? I mean, how is the twins?
Okay. So my girls, um, one of them is a talker and one of them isn't. So the talker, it was very easy for her because she released all the time. If something's going on,
Mm.
she gonna talk about it. She gonna tell it. She's very verbal. As to where the one
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't talk, you never know what's on her mind. She keeps it all in. She doesn't grieve outward like us. She just keeps it all in. And so I had signed them up for counseling. We all went for counseling, and but the one that didn't talk, she said she wasn't ready yet. She said, I'll just talk to you at night. And so I remember I asked her one day, I said, well, how do you feel? And she said, I'm mad. I said, "You mad?" She said,
Mm.
"Yeah." And I said, "And that's okay. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to feel every emotion. Anytime you feel an emotion, it's okay. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you cannot stay in that. Um, she's a lot better than what she used to be. We're a lot better. But it was hard. It was very, 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 very hard. Kids can be cruel, and
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes when they went to school, the other kids would talk to them about, what happened, so they would have to relive it. Just as myself, when I would go out, everybody got to ask questions, that you got to tell the same story over and over. But God prepares you, and He gives you a peace. You know, um,
Mm-hmm.
like I say, we're not 100%, but we're working. We're working. We're all working. It's
You
it's
guys are
it's getting better.
work
It's
in
getting better.
progress.
Yeah, it's getting better.
Well, let me ask you this: how has your support? Because we always say it takes a village. Have you found your village in your journey?
Let me tell you about my village. Let me tell you about how good God is. So often when we go through things, the people that are so familiar to you, you feel like they'll be there. And a lot of times they want to be there, but they don't know how. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So nobody that I was close to had ever been in the situation that I was in. So a lot of people could not relate to me, you know, because
Mm.
I talked about it all the time. I probably told the same story every day for a few months. And I know they got tired. I could see them getting tired, but they wanted to be supportive. But then God sent some people for me, and they were just for me, and they were comforting. They listened, and they were not even who I had in mind, because me personally, I never would have chose them to be my people. But when God
Mm-hmm.
does it, He sends who you need.
That's
So
right.
I have had an amazing support system. My connected and prayer family has been so amazing. And the big thing about that is that we don't even know, everybody on there don't even know each other.
Yeah.
Wow.
But when I tell you we love each other, we embrace each other. My family, I don't have a whole lot of family here, but the family that I have here has been so, so amazing. But God knew that I needed more. So He sent more. So,
Yeah.
like I said, and He sent people that I didn't know. I have men, women, I have so many people that I'm connected to, that I can go to and can come to me as well. And I feel comfortable talking to them. I feel comfortable saying, let's pray. We can pray together, we can cry together, we can laugh together. But I'm telling you, if I would have picked it out, I would have never chose them. That's how I knew the
Right.
good Lord sent them. So my support
Yes.
has been my support has been really good.
Oh, I know your support is up on here, so I know you got support, girl.
Yeah,
So there's a
yeah.
question Yolanda asked. She wanted to ask. Could you see the question? She wanted to know. She said, Delecia, how does it feel to see? Wait a minute, I lost it. Okay. How does it feel to see your vision from God help others through prayer?
Mm.
I'm gonna tell Yolanda, I can't explain the feeling, but I will tell you this. A lot of times when you go through things, it's not for you, it's for somebody
Mm-hmm.
else. God just thinks that you are so amazing that He chooses you to go through
Oh
this so
my
that
God.
somebody else can go through it. So I think He thinks I'm somebody. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what
Yeah.
anybody else think, I think He
Yeah.
thinks that I am somebody. And I'm so happy about that, because
Oh, I
I
love that.
know that that's why I go through this. It's because it's to help somebody else. You don't know who's going to come behind you that needs that, just
Yeah.
as yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So while you're going through that, it's to help somebody else. So if He gets the glory in all of it, that's all I need. If
Oh,
they
you
could
better come
just see
on.
Him and not see me, that's all I need. It's nothing about me. It's all about Him. That's all I need. That's
Oh,
all
Ooh,
I
you better
need. That's
you
that's
better
it.
come on, Miss Del.
That's all I need.
That's right, Delecia.
Yes,
And,
all
and,
my
and
need.
I and I love what you said. That was a great answer because
Mm-hmm.
he utilized your son, and when
Yeah,
you said God used his son,
he did.
and
Mm-hmm.
now look at you using your son, and he used your son to get through to other people, and that's
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I love what you said.
yeah,
So as a mother, because I have 5 children, I can't even think. The thought of
Mm.
losing one of them before I leave,
yeah.
before I leave, so what could you kind of tell me what that void? I know you might not can't put it in words, but I know there's a void in there.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. E-
Talk to me about that.
empty, empty. So I tell you that my son was my first child, and when I had him, I was 24. So we went through everything together. We grew up together. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We grew up together. We learned so much together. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So for him to leave me and so soon,
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
empty, empty,
mm,
empty. He was my rock. I know I was the mama, but he was the man. He would take out the trash. He would see about mama. He was just so helpful. He would help his sisters. He was our backbone. And when he left, we were we were in distress. We didn't know how to do. And he would joke with us all the time. He said, "Mama, when I leave here, y'all gonna be a mess." And we would laugh it out. Listen, we
mm.
were a mess.
He
A
said it.
Yeah.
mess. A
He
mess.
said it.
Wow.
He said it.
Wow.
It's
Let
I
me
mean
tell you
it,
what.
it he yeah, he and I could think back on so many things that he would tell me. That's how I know God is amazing. Because he would tell
Mm-hmm.
me little things, and when I think about it now, so he was telling me all along. He kept telling me that he needed to go, that he needed to get away from here. He said, "I just gotta go." He said, "I gotta get away." He said, "I got. That's why I'm gonna leave." He was gonna leave in December, graduate early in December, and come back May and walk, for his ceremony. He said, "That's why I just gotta get away from here, Mom. I gotta get away from here." He was telling me he was leaving. I didn't
Yeah,
Mm.
that's
get
it.
it.
He,
But he
yes,
was telling me all along
He
that,
was telling you.
yeah, that he was.
Wow.
hmm
Mhm.
I like
You
what
know,
Rob said right here. I'm sorry. Let me say this. Rob said, "I know your story is tragic, but it's definitely is helping me understand my feelings yesterday. My feelings yesterday. Yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get it, Rob.
yeah,
That's my
Yeah.
brother, and we lost our mom, so he can kind
yeah,
of get that understanding of that.
yeah,
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
I lost my mom too. I lost my mom right after I lost my son. And I'm gonna tell you, so I could have laid in that grief. I could have, I could have just died in that. But then she got sick and I had to take so much and see about her until he didn't allow me to dwell in it. And I used to tell her, I said, "Mama," I said, I can't even think about him because you're pulling me in so many ways. But that was the good Lord, to
Mm-hmm.
keep my mind going, to keep my mind, because he knew she was leaving as well, and he knew that I needed that time with her. So when I tell you he's amazing, he's amazing. But he does nothing without warning. Nothing without
Mm.
warning. He always allows you to know, and he's right there with you through everything, through everything. Um,
Wow.
Burying a child is just something that I never imagined. I never, you know, like I said, I was a pretty good person. I wasn't perfect, but I was a pretty good person. I didn't bother anybody. I went to church. I read the word. And he still took my baby, but he reminded me that he wasn't mine anyway. He just loaned him to me. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he just
Yes.
loaned him to me so that he could get him back. So
I'm
thank
trying not
God
to
for that.
You
cry
know, yeah, I have to say this. I hearing your story, it puts me put me back in time. I lost my aunt in 2020, my dad 20 days after that, my
Mhm,
grandmother
mhm.
right after that, her sister and two nieces. All of these people, we basically lost 11 family members in the span of a year and a half. And I wish that I had the strength that you had at that time, because I did not handle it with so much eloquence and grace. I was so angry and bitter. And it took me some time to get to where I am today. So to hear your story and hear how you handle things, um, it says a lot. It says a lot there in that.
Whole lot,
But the
whole lot.
way that you handle it is the way that God needed you to handle it.
Ooh, all right
Don't
now.
ever, don't ever compare. Don't compare. Whatever you go through is the way that God needs you to go through that.
Jesus. I
I
received
didn't
that.
go through, I didn't
Mm,
go through what you went through. I cannot imagine what you went through. So, however you went through, whatever you went through, is just the way that God needed you to do that.
Jesus.
And
Ooh,
His grace is so sufficient because you didn't lose your mind. You're still here telling the
yeah.
story. So you
Yeah.
did go through it well because you could not have made it through that. You could have still been playing this over and over in your head. You could not have been able to function. But
Yeah,
today
that's true.
you're
Mm,
here telling
Jesus.
us of everything that you went through. So however he chose to take you through it was
Mm,
just the way he needed you to go through it.
Oh, I love
Jesus.
that.
Ooh,
Thank
I
God
I
for you.
received that.
love that.
Ooh.
Thank God
Oh,
for
I
you.
received that.
Woo.
Yeah,
Thank
you
God for
know,
you.
Lord have
oh
mercy.
my God,
Mm,
Tara said God does not
Do some
call the
more.
mm,
equipped,
mm.
He equips the call. You are
That's it.
blessed, and God has equipped you in more ways than you or I can ever imagine. I love you. I
Mm,
love you
I
too,
love you,
Tara.
Tara.
I love
I
you
mm.
just
love
as
you.
much as everybody
Yeah,
else up in here. Yes, that's so
I
true.
love you.
That is so
Mm-hmm.
true.
I
That is
love
so
you.
Wow.
true.
I love you.
Let
Yeah.
me
Jesus.
see what Yolanda said. Yolanda right here, she says, it's okay to get to grieve, cry, yell.
Yeah.
Just don't stay there.
Just
Walk
don't
it
say
through
it.
and never allow anyone to dictate how you grieve. That's true.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yolanda, you
Yeah.
know what we've been talking to, and I'm with you on that one. There's no way. And
No,
we
it's
talked
not.
about that too, Delisha. You were
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
people getting tired of the way you do. I don't care because if I
Yeah.
gotta get it out, I'm gonna
I
get it
gotta
out.
get it
You
Move
out.
gonna
on.
get
I
it
gotta
out.
get it
Move
out.
on.
Yeah.
I gotta get
Move
it out.
on. I'm
I
so
gotta get it
sorry.
out.
Yeah.
I can't
And
sit
people
here.
can't put a time frame on grief. You know, I,
That's
I hear
right.
people say you should be over that by now.
Ooh.
Right. No
You
way.
can't
That
you
irritates
can't
that
tell me you can't
it
tell me
ticks
how
me
to
up.
feel. Yeah.
That's
Grief
right.
lingers. It lingers and it follows you. If you could be having a beautiful day and then one memory just throw you off. So
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
however you
Yes.
need to grieve, however, whatever you have to do, you just have to do that. We talked
Yes.
about this morning on the prayer line seasons. There is a time for everything that we go through. It's a time where we just gonna have a season of just crying.
Yeah.
But there's a
Yeah.
time
Mm-hmm.
where we'll have a season of laughing. There's a time to live and a time to die. Everything that we
Yes.
go through is a season. That's why you can't
Mm-hmm.
get caught up in what you're going through because the next season is coming.
Yes.
The
Come
next
on now.
season is coming. You gotta be ready for the next season. This season you might be
Yes.
down, but the next season you're gonna be up. The word says
That's
so.
right. That's right.
Now we don't know
Yes.
how long we will endure those seasons, but we do know that we'll go through it, and we do know
Yes.
that we'll come out
It's
of it.
inedible.
You know,
That's right.
you
Yes.
just have to be
Yes.
ready. You have to be
You gotta
ready.
be ready.
Yes.
Gotta be ready.
Yes,
Ooh.
Miss Cooley. She said it had to happen. Amen. It is
Yeah, it
so.
had to
In
happen.
Jesus'
It did.
name.
I would
And
have
it had to
never
Yeah.
happen.
known God the way that I know him now. You know,
Yeah.
Ooh.
I used to
Yes.
know him on an as needed
Mm.
basis. Just when something happened, I would pray. Bad day, I
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
would pray. But this forced me. to learn him personally, I had to get a relationship with him. I had to talk to him every day because some days I didn't know how I was going to get out of bed. Some days I couldn't get out of bed,
That's
but I
right.
just asked him to stay there with me. I said, "Don't leave me, God. I can go through this, but don't leave me." And he made a promise. He made a promise and he kept that promise.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Ooh.
How about
Yes.
Jennifer? Hey, cousin. She said the right he
She said
belongs.
that's right.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. He belongs to our heavenly Father, just like your soul. We are all on loans. Keep your faith and remember, God is the boss. Simple as that. You so right.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I
Yes.
know my cousin can kind of she can relate. Losing a child. And that was perfect. That was so
Yeah,
perfect,
that's
so
good.
perfect.
God
Yes,
is the
that was perfect.
boss.
Mm-hmm.
He's the
That's
boss.
right.
And he's in
He got it.
Is
control.
He
the
put us.
boss.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
blew it in. He put us
Yeah.
on here. He take us
Yeah.
away. We all have
This
Yeah.
Yeah, this very
a
moment is controlled
Yeah.
by God. We can't do anything without him. I don't want to do it without him. I
That's
couldn't
right.
imagine going through this without Christ.
yeah.
I
That's
just
right.
I choose to do it with him.
Yes,
Amen.
and Miss Gloria Battle said, "Remember, He would never put more on you that you can bear." That is so true.
Oh,
Never.
That is so true.
I had to learn that one, and I'm still trying to learn it.
yeah.
Through not trying to be. I can't compare anybody else in there
Yeah.
what they're grieving as far as family concerned or
Right.
whatever. I'm trying to bear the death of my mom.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand this grieving stuff.
Yeah.
I've lost my husband. Um, I've lost people in my life, but I'm the feeling of losing someone as close as your mom, your children,
Yeah.
the people that's part of you. I was in my mom's womb. You know, she is me. I'm her. Your son is you. You're him. And it
Mm-hmm.
seems to me that part of you is missing and
Mm-hmm.
it never will be filled.
Never
It's
be the
like
same. Never
never,
Yeah.
be the same. Ever.
never, ever,
Never.
ever.
Yeah.
Never. And I tell people, don't look for that person because she gone. She left. She left 2 years
Exactly.
ago.
Yes.
This is who I am right now. This is what we got. Don't ever look for that. I don't know about that. He'll never put more on you than you can bear because sometimes it gets so heavy.
Oh,
Ooh.
Sometimes it takes your breath. Sometimes it gets so heavy. You
yeah,
feel like you suffocate, like you
yeah.
smother.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
you bear it.
but he's with you. You ask God to help, you know, to help you. God, help me through this. You have to surrender and give it all to God.
Yes.
Yes.
Stop trying to make it make sense. Stop trying to figure it out. Stop trying to make it work. You just
Mm.
gotta give it. You gotta cast your cares. You gotta give it to him.
Ooh,
Ooh.
You got to let him
Come
have
on,
it. That's
Delecia.
why.
You talking real talk.
Yeah,
talking
that's.
to
I
me.
mean, we've
Yeah.
all had those moments where we just could not. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
serious. You can't make
Yeah,
it.
Mm-mm.
You really can't. So
Mm-mm.
I don't know that he'll never put more on you than you can bear. Cause sometimes it gets so heavy, and
Yes.
I can't bear, but he can. You see what I'm
yeah,
saying?
Mm.
yes,
Yes.
I can't bear, but
Yes.
he can bear.
He
He's my
can.
strength.
Yes.
When
yes,
I'm weak,
Mm-hmm.
he's strong. He's my all in all.
Yes.
I can't bear sometimes. I'm gonna be
yeah.
honest. I'm
Yes.
talking about
Yeah,
me.
I be try.
Mm.
Yeah, I be
I
trying
can't
to.
bear.
Mm.
I
I
try
can't bear.
to. I could dig it.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
I hear that a
Yeah.
lot.
yeah.
Want me to get
Sometimes I
easier.
can't. Yeah,
I
Yeah.
hear
sometimes.
that.
Yeah, I'm smothered.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Sometimes you smother. Sometimes
Yes,
you can't
ma'am.
breathe. Sometimes it takes all of your air.
yeah,
Sometimes you
Mm-hmm.
can't. But
yeah,
It's
Ooh,
him.
Delicia.
Yes.
He can bear. That's why
Yes.
his burdens are light. You know,
Mm-hmm.
his ears are always sharp.
Yes.
His arms are always long, and he's
Mm.
everywhere. He's everywhere. He's over here seeing about my problems. He's over there seeing about your problems. He's down the road seeing.
Yes.
He can bear. He
He
can
can
bear.
bear. Yes, ma'am. Come on now.
This right
It's
here, I have to put this up here. I'm sorry, Ron. It says, I'm losing my mom daily. But God, I thank you that you chose me. It's hard, but I'm thankful. And
yes.
yeah,
Yeah, I've been through
Yolanda,
that.
I'm going through it
I've
with
been through
you.
that.
You're walking through it every day,
Yeah,
and it's
I've been,
hard.
it's
Yeah.
hard.
I don't know if it's harder to see it as it's progressing or for it to be just snatched from you.
Yeah.
Mine was snatched. I see. Well, let me say this. It really wasn't snatched. I already seen it, but when my mom passed away, I didn't know that day, but I knew it was coming.
Mm-hmm.
I told my family it was coming, but when it happened, it felt like it was snatched.
Yeah.
Now the same for you, it was snatched.
Yeah. Mine was
Now,
snatched.
yes, and then for Yolande, it's a progress that she's going through.
I went
You
through
don't
that
even
too.
know.
I
Yeah.
went through that too with my mom. I watched her daily decrease. And
Mm.
I had the same question. I didn't know which one was harder because with my son, he was just gone. With my mom, I watched her. I watched
You
her
watched.
go from up to down to down. She stopped talking, she stopped eating, she started sleeping. So I don't know if I don't
See,
know.
don't
I
make it
don't know. I
easier.
don't know which one is,
Right.
but I'm telling you, both are very
Mm.
hard. I watch to watch
Yeah.
somebody, and then there's nothing you can do.
Yeah. My
Nothing you
dad,
can
my
do but
grandma. Yeah,
just
you're right.
yeah, but just watch
Wow.
them. Just watch them. Um, I don't know, but
I think
God,
this next thing is just,
Don't know which
when
one is
people
harder, but
I
they.
don't, I
yeah,
don't know, but the thing about it is with my mom, I knew that point would come, like you said, because she had been sick for some time. But with my son, I can't say that.
yeah,
It was snatched.
Right.
Robin, she was snatched. He was
Yeah,
snatched. That thing
yeah.
is deep. This
It's
grieving
Mm.
deep.
stuff is deep. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
not
yeah,
understandable, and I know God, we always read it in the Bible,
yeah,
the tree of death and life, and
yeah,
we understand that, this is part of life, and we understand that there there's everyone got to go through it,
yeah,
but the feeling of it,
yeah.
Yeah.
and I get it. I
And I
get
tell
it.
you, a lot of people are angry with God. If we be honest,
Woo.
let's be honest. It's a
uh,
lot of people that are mad with God. How could you take this from me? How dare you? It's some people out here doing some bad things, and you still allow them to go on with life, and then you just do this to me. I'm so mad at you right now. They're mad at God. But how do
mm,
we know that He's not giving the bad people an opportunity to get it right? Maybe,
Jesus.
maybe the
Mm.
people that He took from us had already gotten their business together.
They did.
So
Their
maybe
time.
He's giving the bad people an opportunity to get it right. That anger with
Alicia,
God goes deep. That
Deep.
I
anger
swear
with
it's like you
God.
done jumped on the inside of me and you
That
said,
anger with
oh,
God goes deep. What about when
woo.
I don't want to praise Him? You know what I'm saying? What about when I don't want to talk to Him? I don't want to talk to Him. He took something from me.
Oh my God.
Everybody don't go through this like this. He hurt me. He took my heart. He took my love. How do I love again? How do I get past this? I'm mad at him right now.
Right.
I'm mad at
Woo.
him.
Well,
But
it's okay.
he
It's
he knows
okay.
that too.
You
It's
know.
okay. He
Yeah,
knows that
just
too.
like
He knows
daddy, he's
that.
father. Yes, he's dad, he's a father.
Yeah.
You
He
know, we
knows
get
that.
mad at our earthly fathers. We get mad
Ooh.
because we
He
don't
knows
understand,
that.
but he
Yeah.
knows.
Yeah,
He
I don't
Marvin
knows.
and I.
always.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't always want to give him the glory. I don't. I
Ooh.
don't always. I don't want to talk to him. I went through a season where I
Yeah.
said nothing to him.
Ooh.
But guess what he did?
I understand.
Guess what he did for me? He
Yeah. What
still
he do,
loved
girl?
me in spite of me
Uh.
because he knew I would feel like this.
Mm.
Yeah.
He knows that hurt and and that pain. You know, when he
Wow.
gave his son, because he gave his, we ours was taken, but he gave his.
He
I'm sure
gave.
he could have told them stop and they would have had to stop. But
Jesus. Come
Yeah.
on.
because he loved us so much, he said, take him, take him. And Jesus was obedient. He
Yeah.
he he
Mm.
was obedient. He was
He was
obedient
obedient.
because God loved us just that much. I'm just saying
Mm.
everybody doesn't see this side of grief. Like I said, some people are angry and mad at God for what they've gone through. So I'm just
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
real about it. I'm being real.
No, you.
Yeah.
Everybody
Ooh.
doesn't see that side. Some
Yeah.
people are so hurt until they become angry,
Yeah.
and then they become angry with everybody. You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell
Mm.
you something too that I experienced. I didn't know. So, my like I said, I lost my son, and I remember seeing people. I struggled for a while seeing people with sons, and maybe their sons were able to graduate. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know. That hurt. Because I could only imagine, or maybe their sons now have given birth and they have grandkids. I could only imagine. I can only imagine.
I can. Yes, I
Mm-hmm.
really.
Grief is tricky, and then it'll
Yeah.
have you
Yes.
looking at people crazy. It'll have you questioning things.
Yeah.
Have you
Mm-hmm.
just in a space sometimes that you really can't
Yeah.
explain. So I'm
Yeah.
being honest about it. It's just tricky. It's
It is.
tricky. But
Yes, ma'am.
dwell, you can't dwell in it.
Oof.
Yeah.
You just take
You are.
that moment.
Ooh. Yeah.
You just
Oof.
take
Ooh.
that moment and you have that moment. You have it. You have it. You have
Yeah.
it. And don't let nobody tell you don't have it. You have that
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
Whatever the moment is, you have that moment.
And wow.
Yeah.
But you cannot
You
stay
are
there.
the second
Yeah.
person that I heard say about people being angry with God at
Oh
times.
yeah.
And I remember
Yeah.
Marvin and I had this conversation in 2021. We were my on top of all the lives lost in a
Hmm.
year and a half.
Hmm.
The icing on the cake was my 5-year-old niece. She was killed in a car accident. And this is right on the heels of everything else. And we were driving, and I told Marvin, I
Hmm.
said, I started crying. I said, I feel bad. I said, because I'm angry with God and I don't know how to deal with it. And she said to me, she said, it's okay to be angry. She
It
said,
is.
it's however your relationship is. She said, talk to him about it and tell him how you
Mhm.
feel.
Tell
And I
him.
Yeah.
did. And, so I'm glad to hear you say that people are going to be angry because a lot of
Yeah.
times I think we hold that in and it makes
Mm-mm.
the situation even worse because we're afraid to announce it to the world or say it openly that we may be angry with God.
Yeah. I mean, people are gonna be angry with God. That's the reality of it. And
I,
then
Hmm.
two, people always feel that grief is the loss of someone. I mean, it is, but you
Hmm.
can grieve a lot of things. You can grieve a relationship. You can grieve a friendship.
mm-hmm.
You
Hmm.
can grieve
Mm-hmm.
just your life, just how you were. Grief
Hmm.
is
Yeah.
it comes
Does
in so
matter.
many
Yes.
different forms.
Yes.
That's
Um,
right.
so don't ever and people always say what I'm going through is nothing compared to what you're going through, but you're going through.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
it doesn't matter, what we're going through, but we're going through something. Don't
You
ever
know,
don't
I,
ever
Yes.
compare.
I'm touching on the jealousy part. After we already at 10 o'clock, so we're gonna prolong this for a little bit because it just means so much to me. watching my mom for over 6 years,
Mhm.
and then being there for her, doing things with her, eating with her, sleeping with her,
Mhm.
whatever we did together.
Mhm.
And then my BFF, she would tell me she going out with her mom.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I
Mhm.
get so
Mad.
jealous. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Mhm.
hang out with my mom. I'm going to do
Yeah.
this with my mom,
Yeah.
and I can't do that with my
I
mom.
can't do that. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
sit
Mhm.
there and I look at people, and Mother's Day come up, and right after my mom passed away, Mother's Day, and watching
Mhm.
people
Mhm.
celebrate their mom, and
Mhm.
it's just so hard.
It's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard. It's
And
hard.
jealousy is, I ain't gonna lie, that's part of my grief. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so jealous of
Yeah.
people
It
when they
is.
have
It's
family out
hard.
there with their moms.
It's hard.
So it's
Mhm.
hard. That
And
is like
and
the hardest thing.
yeah. And especially if you had that type of relationship with your mom. I talk to my
Hmm.
mama every day, 100 times a day, you know? So I just figured, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be even more transparent with you. I got mad at my mama when she died.
Oh.
Because I had lost my son. So I'm like, you could have stayed with me through this. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to leave me right after I lost. It means that you could have stayed here with me to go through this with me because we went through everything together. She was there when I had him. She was there when I had my girls. We talk every day. You knew I needed you, and you
Mhm.
left me. I'm gonna tell you, grief is is
Mm.
is
It's
something.
something else.
It
It's
Robbie,
is.
yep.
something, and you
I'm
never
with you.
know. You never know till you never know what you're going through until you
Right.
hear somebody say it or until it
Yes.
revisits your face. You know.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean,
Mm.
whatever
My
you
my
go through.
brother, you said you're not jealous. I'm angry. I understand. We do. I relate. I know you are.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah,
being naked and not ashamed. My brother
yeah,
is. My mom was snatched from him. He wasn't able to give that last love and hug
yeah,
and all that
yeah,
stuff. And I
yeah,
feel for you,
Yeah.
brother. I feel for you. I really do. I
yeah.
relate to understanding being snatched, and I love you, and I'm praying that God gives you that
Healing.
comfort, and that comfort that you need to get
Yeah,
rid of that anger. I'm praying for you. I really am.
yeah.
I really am, brother.
It's yeah. It's just healing, and it's just something that you gotta go through. Hurt and all, you got to go through it. You got to go
Yeah.
through it. You can't stay there. You got to go through it. I'm listening to you say that your 5-year-old niece uh, was taken, and
Yes,
I'm over
ma'am.
here crying about my baby. But I did get to see 17. You see what I'm saying? It's somebody that
Somebody.
always has it worse than what you have it. I
Yeah.
mean, 17 wasn't a lot to me, but I can't imagine 5. You know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
can't imagine 5.
It's a lot.
Um,
Yeah.
you just you have to go through it. Just go
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
Just never know.
Girl, I am so
Mm.
grateful for you. I knew this was going to be an
Yes.
awesome
it. Yeah,
Ooh.
study. I knew it was just by what your topic was.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
I can't wait to get to talk to you more. This is not going to be the last.
yeah.
Yeah.
I put up here, anyone wants to start going on her prayer line. She has a prayer line early in the morning at
Mm-hmm.
5:30 in the morning. I'm just put up right here if you want to get connected at
Wonderful.
5:30. Y'all early birds who like me, I'm an early bird. So you're an
Start
early
getting on that
bird.
prayer
So
line.
come on,
Now
get on
that's
that
that's
prayer line.
that is Central Time, so it'll be
Okay.
6:30 for
Six
Eastern.
thirty
Six
out.
Yeah,
thirty
Yes.
Eastern.
So six
yeah,
thirty out Eastern time. If you whatever y'all gotta look now. She's in Central. So if you're
yeah.
not in Central, don't be trying to get on at 5:30 and talk about some where they at. Where they at?
uh, be on the
So
West Coast.
we
You 3 hours
Yeah,
early.
you 3 hours. So look at your coach before you sit there and say that
Yeah.
they know something. And we're looking forward to getting on part of it on also you are on Facebook. Um so you could tell them a little bit if they want to get in contact with you on Facebook. There you
Yes,
go.
yes.
Hmm.
I'm on Facebook, Delecia Thomas. Just look me up. Um, I'm gonna talk about God a lot. So if you don't want to see that, I don't know, but I'm gonna talk about him a
All
lot.
right now.
So
That's right.
that's
That's our
why
ministry.
and we have a page connected in prayer as well
Yes.
on Facebook, and we take prayer requests. We take just testimonies, scriptures, whatever you feel that you need to share, share it because you don't ever know who needs to hear from you.
Yeah.
You know, you may
That's
not be
right.
a talker, but you may be a great texter or a great you may share great scripture, you know, just something.
Mm,
God uses us
Mhm.
all. So
That's right.
yeah, share the
We
page, get on there.
appreciate you, Boo. Oh, we so
Yeah, I
appreciate you.
appreciate y'all.
I
Thank y'all
yes.
love
so
you.
so so much.
Yes,
Thank y'all so
for
much.
Oh,
being
thank
next
you.
to
Thank you.
our day.
Thank you.
You made a lot of understanding. You don't even know what you did.
Yeah.
I related to a lot of stuff, and you made it so easy for me to let go of some of the
Yeah.
feelings that I'm having just by your testimony.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's always somebody that, like you said, worse off than some people, I
Yeah.
pray for them. I pray for anyone that's going through grief. We all go through grief, like you said,
Yeah.
no matter what kind of grief it is, loss of a dog, loss of a job,
Yeah.
loss
It's
of a
grief.
husband, loss of
Yeah.
a relationship.
It's
It's
grief.
grief.
It's
It's
grief.
grief.
I needed the message
So,
this morning. I
Yeah.
thank
yeah.
you. It's
Yeah.
Yes, yes, and we
Thank
appreciate
you.
y'all. I know y'all get some love, get some hearts to Felicia, like you said, Felicia, Delicia. You know that's the reason why I can remember
Alicia.
Delicia from Felicia. I love you, girl. I
Thank
love you. I
you. I
appreciate
love
you.
y'all. Thank y'all
We
so
will
much.
have
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Love
on
you
some
too.
other.
Thank you so
thank
So
you.
much.
we're
Thank you.
asking before you leave, maybe before if you would like to come back on, we would love to have you back on.
Oh yes, yes,
If
I'll
you
come
have some
back.
more,
I'll come back. If y'all invite
wonderful.
me, I'll come back. Yes, yes,
You
yes.
already invited.
You
You
just got
Oh,
the
look,
invite.
look,
okay. Well, I'll
you
come
guys.
back. I'll come back.
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
Love
you.
it.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank
Thank
you,
y'all so
Yes.
sweetie.
much.
All right, y'all. We have made
Ooh,
look how quickly that went. We went over an hour, which was a blessing because it was so much we needed to talk about. And I'm gonna let
Yeah.
my BFF take us out today because I'm just feeling this one. This one kind of took me there. So I'm gonna let her go ahead on and start talking, telling y'all take us on out. Go ahead, BFF.
Hey guys, yeah, today was, it was a needed message. It was a needed message. And I saw a couple of people say that they came in late. You guys can go back and watch the full live stream. You can watch it on Facebook, on What's in the Bag. You can watch it on our business directory, What's in the Bag with the question mark, and that's also on Facebook. You can also watch it on Twitch, Instagram, and you can watch it on YouTube. On YouTube, we ask that you share, like, and subscribe. Subscribe, like, and share. Subscribe, share, and like. So we ask that you take and do those things. And you can go back and watch on YouTube. You can watch that segment, this segment, as well as any other segments that we've had. They're all there. When you go into YouTube, somebody asked, they said that they could only find little bits and pieces of us. When you go to YouTube, and you go to What's in the Bag 21, click on View Channel. Once you click on View Channel, click on Live. When you click on Live, it's going to take you to all of the segments that we've ever done that's been
A lot.
uploaded
There's so
to
many
YouTube.
beautiful
Make sure you
topics,
click on
y'all.
Live.
I'm telling you, y'all learn. I mean, if you
Yeah.
go through, scroll, look, pay attention. These topics that we're talking about, the people that's coming on, our guests. We don't have actors and directors. We don't have teachers and
Doctors,
preachers. We don't
educators,
have
lawyers, we've had them.
educators, lawyers. We don't have so many people. If you go in, you'll see and the topics are so wonderful. It'll enlighten you. Go ahead on
Yeah.
and check us out on there. And also, we're asking for support. If you know everyone need a little support. Just we ain't begging. We're not begging, but we're asking for support. You can go into buymesomecoffee.com. You can actually donate and buy us some coffee, or you can $5 a month, $25 a month. We even got one that you can do a whole year membership. um Basically, when you do these memberships, we will definitely allow you to come in. I'm gonna teach you some stuff. You want to learn how I'm doing EV mux? I'll show you how we're doing this. Maybe you want to learn that. But of course, everything comes with a little price. Of course, I can't just give everything out free. I don't ask anyone when they come online on here to give away a dime because basically we're and I said this in the beginning, we're just highlighting, we're celebrating you. We're allowing people to come in and release what's in their bag to celebrate them. You know, my one of my cousins, she said to me, she said, that's what what's in the bag is. She said, normally when you get on these platforms, people are talking all the time. They want to highlight themselves. No, we don't. We're not here to highlight ourselves. Our ministry
Mm-mm.
is not for us to always be talking about something, and
Mm-hmm.
our ministry is to highlight. We want to encourage people to come on and empty their bags. Um, and it's all about you. And if you want to come and be part of our social media platform, DM us. Come on and DM us on What's in the Bag,
Mm-hmm.
on our Facebook group page, and say I want to empty my bag. We also got it now. We got a Q&A number. Let me put that Q&A number up for you. If you want to you can call
Mm-hmm.
us on 833-520-9482. 9482 is what's in the bag. So it's
Yep.
WITB. So if you want to come on, just leave us a message. Let us know I want to be part, or if you have a prayer request, we can get in touch with some life coaches. How do we get in this? How we need to do that? Just come on and ask the question. If we don't get you right, then we'll definitely call you back. So we're growing,
Exactly.
we're moving forward. And we're asking anyone who would like to just be a part, go ahead on and buy us a coffee. Go on, buy us a coffee, or you can go to our Cash App. We got $ What's in the Bag 21. I promise you, all of this is going to a good cause. We're not just taking it and putting it in our pocket. We're looking to move forward. We're looking to pay for the
Mm-hmm.
lights to stay on. Hopefully in the near future, we'll have an in-house so people could come in and do What's in the Bag. We're
Yes.
looking to hire on people that wants to do the film, help us with the computers, and we're looking for stuff. So if you feel that in your heart, come on and buy us a coffee or donate at What's in the Bag 21 on Cash App. That's all I got to say.
Mm-hmm.
What you got to say with BFF?
Just to kind of piggyback off of what Marvin is saying, we are looking to grow what's in the bag. So, if you guys know of anyone out there who is looking that will be more than willing to volunteer some of their time with us, for we're looking for someone that is good with social media. We're looking for someone that can help us with the social media piece of what's in the bag. We're looking to grow our presence on several different platforms. We know that there's a strong possibility that TikTok is going away, so we're looking for someone that can aid us in our social media, the social media aspect of what's in the bag.
We need marketers. We need someone who wants to do the marketing part. We got a lot going on. Come on, join the
Yeah.
team. We need some team. We need people that knows about this and want
Amen.
to help us. We love y'all. We
That's
appreciate
right.
y'all.
That's
And
right.
Yvonne, what
And
you normally
hey,
telling people? Go ahead. I'm
hey,
sorry.
everybody. Every day that God gives us an opportunity to wake up, it is a new opportunity to do something good. And as always, stay blessed. Be a blessing. Bless somebody. Bless somebody. Whether it's a hug, some love, or whatever. Just bless somebody and stay blessed. Love you guys. Thank you so
We
much for
love you.
joining.
Thank y'all so much for being a part of What's in the Bag today. Love y'all.
Next